Welcome to the channel. In this video, I want to talk about eBay combined shipping and why it is so important. Let's get into this. When you first set up as a seller on eBay, there's in the settings features, and I can show you in a screenshot here, in the settings features, there's a spot where you can choose to allow for people to request combined shipping. If they are buying 5 cards or 10 cards or however many cards from you, and they want it shipped in one package. Some sellers don't have this feature turned on, and it infuriates me as a buyer. So as a seller, it's extremely important to do. And I think also as a buyer, it presents an opportunity where we should be a little bit more thoughtful about buying multiple cards from people instead of just buying one. Let's say I've bid on an auction and I ended up winning that auction. What I do as quick as I can is I immediately go to that store and look at the current auctions that are ending soonest to see what else is ending in the next little bit of time. Now, the first thing I do is I check and make sure that in their descriptions they say something related to combined shipping. I would suggest that you do that if you offer combined shipping. You mention something about it in your description, because that's the first thing I've learned I need to go do is to check and make sure that they do offer combined shipping and that they say it. Because I've had a couple of occasions, at least 3 times, where I bought from somebody and then ended up buying a number of cards, like won several auctions because with the idea that I could combine the shipping, and then only to find out later that they don't offer combined shipping, which is really frustrating. One person was a new seller and they ended up realizing that that they didn't turn that feature on. They reimbursed me some of the shipping cost and then did the combination, and it was fine, no problem. Learn together, move on. But some other sellers, they might have cheap shipping. Maybe they have the eBay standard envelope shipping, so they keep it cheap. But I still expect that if I buy 3 cards or 4 cards cheap, that I won't have to spend, even though $1 per card is not that bad. If 4 cards can fit in an eBay standard envelope and it's still under $20 worth of stuff, why am I paying $4? So, I think the standard, even if you have cheap shipping, unless you have free shipping, then I think it's less of an issue because everything's free shipping. But even then, you want to be able to have that combined order so that it's all through one order and there's only one process that you're going through and one shipping label you have to make and all that kind of stuff instead of multiple ones. You still want to be able to combine the shipping and combine the invoice for your customers. And as a buyer, like I was saying, I think this presents a really good opportunity. A lot of times, if you're buying a card and it's going to have $5 shipping, it basically, the rest of the cards you buy, if the seller offers combined shipping, means that it's either free shipping for the other cards or extremely cheap shipping for the other cards, which presents opportunities to just save some money, I think. So I try every time that I have won an auction to go to that shop, and if I can win any other auctions for the kind of price I'd be willing to pay, or if there's buy it now prices they have on cards in there that are good, or even offers, I'll do all of that to try to get a collection of cards to send back to me at one time. This is also, as a seller, what I'm trying to do now is I don't run auctions too often yet. I might eventually, just to clear out inventory a little quicker, I might do auctions a little bit more frequently. But when I do them, I'm trying to put them all within a 48 to 72 hour time span when I have most of my auctions all ending in that time span. And I'm doing that specifically with the idea of helping people who want to go in and do combined things and get a bunch of things at once and ship them all at one time. I don't necessarily, I'll tell people, and I mention this in my description, that if you want to combine shipping over the next 72 hours, tell me. If you don't tell me, then I'll probably send out, once you've paid for the card, I'll go ahead and send it out. But if you tell me in advance that you would like to, bid on cards over the next 3 days and then have them all shipped at once, I'm cool with that. I think it's perfectly reasonable. In fact, I kind of wish that was just the standard practice, that you could go in an auction. If a place has hundreds of auctions up, you could bid on things for the next 3 days, win auctions from a 3-day period of time, and then ship them back to you for that 3-day period instead of just each day, each 24-hour period. And that's one of the suggestions I would have for people who have this combined auction, have this combined offering, is don't just combine within everything that's within a 24-hour span. I would extend that minimum like 48 hours. Give people a little time to bid on your other auctions, to look through your other buy it nows, to build up a little bit of inventory, to build up some cards in your cart over a little bit of a period of time, even 72 hours. That's the way I always worked. When I was in China, that's what I would always do. I would buy something from somebody, and then I would, for the next 3 days, because on that app you didn't have to pay for 72 hours for the card that you won. So basically what I would do is I would win a card, and then for the next 72 hours, I would bid on a bunch of stuff from that same seller. And once it was, you know, it was 2.5 days or something from the time I had ordered that first one, I see which ones I win. I send a message to the seller being like, could you bunch all those together, combine shipping? They do that, and never had a problem. And then I would get a bunch of cards all at one time. It saved me a lot of money on shipping and all, you know, less packaging materials, less headaches, less hassles, less picking up mail. Everything about it was just easier. And it also, you know, I think it's, as a seller, it's nice when I'm selling a lot of things at once as well. So, you know, it's just easier. And anyway, I think most of you guys who have eBay stores are perfectly aware of combined shipping and the usefulness of it. But I think it's useful to think a little bit more about how people might use it, so that, you know, you're setting up your system with it that's very clear for the buyer to encourage them to buy more stuff, you know, in a block of time from you, instead of just, you know, wanting to rush through the sale. You know, slow down a little bit. As long as you have good communication with anything in any store, you want to have good communication. You want to make sure it's clear in the description, and if there's any issue or if there's any question, to talk to the dealer or to talk to the buyer and make sure that they're aware, you know, or to send them a message. I've had a couple of occasions where somebody bought several different cards from me, and I sent them a message. It was like, hey, I was going to send you a combined inventory, but if there's any other cards you want to, you know, I have a few auctions ending. Do you want me to go ahead and send you that now, or would you like to look at any of those other cards first? You know, if it's a quick thing, I mean, you don't want to have like a long message. People on eBay also seem to really not like customer to customer interaction or seller to customer interaction on eBay. People don't like to talk to each other anymore for whatever reason. But at the same time, if it's quick, short, succinct, to the point, a sentence, you know, no problem. I don't think customers will be bothered by that for the most part. And then, you know, I think it's just one of those forms of communication that's just nice to have with customers. And for me personally, I feel like at least a little bit of customer communication is a nice thing, you know, to make it feel a little more human, instead of like I'm dealing with AI robotic entities out there in the sports card world. So anyway, that's it for this video. I just wanted to share my thoughts about combined shipping, why I think it's something very important for sellers to really be thinking about, and for buyers to utilize to their advantage. So that's it for this video. Peace. Check you in the next one.